Okay. Yeah. All right. So, all in favor of the agenda? Aye. And nobody against, so motion passed. All right. All right, next item is the minutes from the previous meeting on August 21st, 2025. We tried to have a meeting on September, but we didn't have enough people to do document approval and reviews, so we canceled that meeting. So, I don't think determine which one I had. Let's see. Christina, you were absent at that meeting, so you said you won't vote on the approval of the minutes. Anybody else have any reviews, exceptions, changes? Okay. Make a motion to accept the meeting minutes of August 21st, 2025 for the Town of Ware Ethics Committee. Any second?
Second.
Second is Leah. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. We got 4, Brenda, Leah, Carl, and Kimberly in the favor, and 1 abstain, Christina. Motion passes 4-0-1. Okay. All right. Next thing, we have new correspondence. And we received on 9/24/25 at our mail drop box an inquiry request for advice and counsel. And I will read it into the record. There's nothing in here that is town personnel related. It's just a question for us to look into as far as the ethics side of the house, okay? So it's on our form EC-C-1, inquiry request for advice and counsel. I'm just going to read the body of the question. I'm not reading all the formal header parts. The question is, should immediate family be allowed to serve on the same board? Immediate family to include siblings, spouses, and parents. By serving on the same board/committee defined as a sitting member or director, does having multiple members provide that family with an undue amount of influence over said board or committee and the decision it makes? And this was sent to us. It's anonymous. It's a Ware resident. And they read the ethics code and believe that this matter is a fair subject of inquiry for the Ethics Committee dated 9/19/2025. So before we started the meeting, I handed out to our membership, there's a policy for the Town of Ware. It's, the title is Town of Ware, New Hampshire Policy on Boards, Committees, and Commissions. And I'll just read the introduction. We're not going to determine everything today, but I just wanted you guys to have this copy so you can look at the inquiry and then what we have as far as a policy for committees and boards and commissions, okay? So this policy serves to outline procedures and provide information regarding town committees, commissions, and boards, herein after referred to collectively as committees, unless specific references being made to a particular body whose title is different. This policy applies to all committees created by the Board of Selectmen and any body under the Board of Selectmen's purview. This policy also applies to all committees created by the legislative body, town meeting, and all state RSA created and governed committees to the extent allowed by law. This policy is in place to assist the Board of Selectmen in making informed choices for committees and their members, and to provide consistency in the committee creation and member selection and appointment process. This policy also addresses the safety of our juvenile and elderly citizens when interacting with committee members. This policy does not abrogate the prerogative of the Board of Selectmen to choose the citizens they feel are most qualified for appointment or to waive any procedure herein when it is judged by the Board of Selectmen to be in the best interest of the town. So that's the introduction into it. It has a section about recruitment, selection, and appointment process of committee members. And then we can review that part on our own. And then if you can look at other stuff you might know with the RSA in New Hampshire that covers committees. I know there's a couple RSAs that had to deal with executive committees, you know, something that deals with influence on executive committee. You know, if it's like a budget committee, that you might have somebody that deals with that. But this is just a start for us. And then if we need to, we can go to the Board of Selectmen to get additional information. But I figured this would be a good start for us on this. So we'll have this as, I'm gonna call it, it's new business, right, new correspondence, but it'll be new business at our next meeting. So I just want to give you a starter for our group. Is that okay? All right. Any other questions about the notice of inquiry? And when we did assignments for, like, say, ethics complaints, we just put like the year that it was put in, and then -001. So for an inquiry, I'd like to put like the letter I, and then the year 2025-001. I just want to give it an assignment, and then this will also be copied and put into the town clerk's office.
Okay.
And I can make an image that's for us if you'd like, but the big part is we want to retain this record. It'll be in the town clerk's office in our ethics committee folder. Okay? But I will send you a copy, just so you have it, so you can read the verbiage behind it. Or you can wait till the minutes next month, but that's not gonna help you, okay? Everybody in agreement on that? All right. All right. Okay, so that's item number 4. Old business. The review of the Ethics Committee's Code of Ethics Training PowerPoint, and I had all the draft inputs and I submitted it for final approval. I have it up on the board there, and we can go through it. And if there's any other changes we need to make, we can do so and then come back again on it. But I'd like you to take a look at it. This is the opening page. Where in ethics, the process for resolving ethical issues, Where Ethics Committee. So it's a nice, simple introduction, and this would be used for training for employees and other groups or departments, committees, et cetera, et cetera. The agenda will have, in this training presentation, introduction with the terms, talks about, you'll have the next part about the Where Ethics Committee, how concerns are looked at, complaints against you, and again, there's some good slides about complaints, you know, what they're trying to do with the ethics side of the house, and then the process. So terms, ethics versus morals, and code of ethics. So what are ethics? And you can see up here, we got ethics and we got morals. And the part right in between is the right and wrong conduct. You know, where do we cross, you know, the two things? So ethics is two things. First, ethics refers to well-founded standards of right and wrong that prescribe what humans ought to do, usually in terms of rights, obligations, benefits to society, fairness, or specific virtues. Secondly, ethics refer to the study and development of one's ethical standards. And again, ethics is not the legal side of the house. There are, you know, there's a lot of things that we have that have a statute behind it, you know, on behavior, or whether it be driving, et cetera, but this is the part that doesn't have the legal statute behind it, the ethics side. Being fair, I think, is the biggest thing, and also respecting your peers or your cohorts. All right, so no changes to that? You like that slide, is that all right?
Yes.
Nice little overview? Okay. The Code of Ethics, it was approved by the voters back in March 2006. It really hasn't changed to my knowing, and then it applies to employees of the town of Ware, elected officials, town of Ware, and committee members of town of Ware. And then there are 5 tenets in that Code of Ethics: responsibility, fairness, respect, honesty, and confidential information, and we'll go through each one of those. And at the bottom of the slide, that link will get you to the site. You see the URL pop up down in the bottom right. My computer is not hooked up to the network. I'm not allowing my computer to hook up to a network. I'm sorry, it's a personal computer.
No, that's
Okay?
fine. Yep.
So,
The one question I have on applicability is, should it also extend to any town contractors that are engaged? You know, so if we have town contractors, right, doing work on behalf of the town, should this also apply to them as well?
it should, right? If you're working for the town, I would call it a contractor. You know, and working within the,
Because most code of ethics are, they actually
Right.
outline that and specify that in it, and I don't know if I caught that the
No,
first
I-
time around, I'm sorry if
no,
I
but
didn't.
that's something that we
Great
should
point.
add. I mean, if you're doing some kind of vested interest with the town of Ware, not a resident of the Ware, but I'm saying a town of Ware official, working, doing something for the tax collector, or doing something for the,
Like we have an outsourced IT function here, right? I would expect them to adhere to our code of ethics just like an employee would.
yeah. I don't know if you consider them employees, but they're
No.
contract
No, they're
employees, but,
contracted.
Yeah.
you know, we could add that to that title. Is that
Okay.
fine? You guys
Great.
think that would be a good add?
Yep.
Okay. I'll make a note. That's slide, let's see, that's slide 3, I think it is. I can't read what slide number it is. It's like too dark.
I can't either.
It's 5, I think.
Is it
Slide
5?
5, yeah.
Okay,
Yep,
slide
it's
5.
Yep.
I'll add, I'm gonna call it contractors. You know, we'll call it a vested interest, you know, with the town. But I'll see what other people have used for that verb, but that's a good point. Okay, anything else for this slide that you see? Okay. All right. So, now we're actually into the Code of Ethics, and this is right on the website, you know, if you go to the Ware Ethics Committee page, the Code of Ethics is there, you click on this. The very first part is the preamble for the Code of Ethics. I don't know if you want me to read it, but we end up breaking this up. There was an earlier suggestion, we had too much information on each slide, so we got, this is the introduction, and then we go into the tenets. Okay? And March 16, 2006 is when the voters of town of Ware adopted this Code of Ethics, which applies to all town employees, office committee members, elected or appointed officials, and it's contained in the following pledge. So that's how it was written back in 2006, so it didn't have the part about contractors in there.
Yeah, so if you're gonna amend it, you're gonna wanna have to amend the code of ethics too.
Yeah, we'll
right?
have to
Yeah.
look at our Code of Ethics to add that.
And does that have to be approved then by the Board of Selectmen if we amend the code of ethics?
Well, we did go to the, Board of Selectmen a while ago about how, we have our own, like, basis for the town of Ware Ethics Committee that talked about how many people on our board or committee and what our responsibilities were and stuff like that. But that wasn't the code of ethics, that's just how we handle things. So the code of ethics, I can ask, I can do a little thing, but I think since it's for the town of Ware, that the Board of Selectmen would be the ones that would say, yes, we would amend it as such to add, contractors.
Contractors.
So we can,
I think the voters have to do it,
Yeah.
since it was
I mean, the
instituted by the
voters-
voters. The body that creates something is the body that typically amends it or destroys it, unless it's
I'd have to see.
under statute that it goes to the select board after it's established, but
I have to see how it's,
we can dig in.
yeah. We'll see if it has to have a vote, or if it's something that's, I got so many documents here, I'm trying to see if, well, actually, that's your phone, my phone. I was saying I could hop onto the, I just want to see if the preamble states it as such. Just give it a quick moment here. A little pause. Does anybody have access to the outside world?
Not really, but I think we could come back to it, right?
Okay, yeah, oh, we can come back
Just dig
to it.
into it and then,
Yeah.
see if it's
Yeah, we
us
can look into that.
or them or the voters.
All right,
Yeah.
so slide
Yep.
6.
Yep.
I assume it's
We'll have to
probably
see
the voters,
about
if the voters were the ones
if
who
the-
adopted it.
Code of ethics has to be adopted to our part adding contract employees, okay? Okay, all right. Anything else you see on this? This is, again, straight from the Code of Ethics form. Next part of the Code of Ethics is responsibility, one of the first tenets, and alls I did, or alls the committee members did before, is just add it straight from there, put it in here with there's nothing added or taken out, it's word for word for that, okay? So we've broken into responsibility. Next page is fairness. Next page is respect. Next page is honesty. And the last part is dealing with confidential information. And then there's some exclusions as far as what ethics, the Code of Ethics can, restrict you from. This is saying these are the exclusions. They understand that this Code of Ethics does not bar me from, 1, fully participating in town meetings, 2, accepting donations for financing a political campaign consistent with state law. 3, participating in matters relating to persons or businesses from which I have merely purchased goods or services with no other conflict of interest. And 4, carrying out personnel policies regarding employees under my supervision. So those are the exclusions with the Code of Ethics for the town of Ware. All right. So now, it talks about the Ware Ethics Committee itself. The formation of it, they want 5 Ware residents elected to implement the Ware Code of Ethics. Now, everybody signs the Code of Ethics, but I believe what they're talking about, we implement as far as, we do the training part for people, You know, right there, you got the education. What we do is we provide education, advice, which we just now have an inquiry. There's written advisories if somebody needs some issue discussed on their work ethic or something of that sort, we can give it advisory. We have a process to hear complaints, and then we can give recommendations to the committees, managers, board of selectmen, and then also stuff back to people who give the inquiries or ask for the advisories. As far as our power, we're limited. We cannot impose penalties, and we cannot overturn the ruling of another body. You know, so we're more of an advisory kind of committee, you know, but we do listen to both sides of any complaint, or listen to the inquiry and try to get them the best answer we can get. And then, if you go to our website, they can look at some of our other documents. We are still working on getting all our documents into one web page. And right now, we have like 4 documents up there at this time. And then, we have a part as far as the email, sending it to Ethics Committee at WareNewHampshire.gov, and that still works as far as we've received correspondence through the website email. And when we receive an email, it should go to all 5 members of the committee, not just me or who the chairman is or the secretary. It should go to all 5. Okay? And, let's see, I don't think there's anything else there. Next part, we're at Ethics Committee, okay, so that shows our webpage. I don't think there's any changes at the time. Like I said, the top left-hand side, we have 4 documents up there. You got the Code of Ethics, and then there should be the complaint. I can't read it from this far away. I mean, the letter's
okay.
kind of small, but those documents still exist, and eventually we'll get it populated with our, we have ECC1, which is our advice and counsel, and then ECC2 is the written advisory. D1 is the code violation complaint. And then, let's see, we have like process documents too that are like P1. EC2 was the advisory, D1. D2 is the ethics complaint waiver. ECP1 is the internal process for ethics committee flow. P2 is the pre-hearing notification, and that's pretty much a scheduling kind of meeting. And then P3 is the rules regarding the conduct of hearings, and eventually all of those will be up on the left-hand side for anybody to see that wants to see how our process is set up for the ethics committee. That's our goal. And then it lists our committee members, has our agenda, minutes, and the calendar. We have moved our meeting to be on the 4th Wednesday of each month. Before we would like the 3rd Thursday. By having it on Wednesday, we have access to the town hall a little bit easier. The town clerk's here till 7:30 at night, I believe, 7. And so we can get in here a lot easier, not have to burden somebody else to get us in after hours. I mean, the building usually closes 4:30 or 5 o'clock, and then we start at 6. So it works out better for all of us, I believe, okay?
Okay.
Anything else on that screen? That's just capturing our website front page. Okay, next page. Concerns. So ethical concerns, unethical. Is this inquiry or a complaint? So an inquiry is an anonymous question regarding a non-identifying concern. And then a complaint is usually specific, whether it be like something dealing with the responsibility tenant or confidential information kind of thing, so if there's some kind of ethical thing, it's handled on the complaint and we'll go over those forms later as far as getting those approved too. I mean, they're already approved by the previous committee, but we had some discussions a couple of months ago on some things we'd like to add or change to those documents. So if it's an ethical concern, which tenet? Responsibility, fairness, respect, honesty, or confidential information? And again, just looking at past complaints that were filed, some people try to put in what they think the issue is. Is it responsibility, is it fairness? We'll look at it, and then we can discuss it with the filer, well, it should be a fairness. They'll give us a summary what the issue is, and then they kind of point out which one they think it is. We're not gonna reject a complaint because it's actually fairness and they're putting responsibility for what they filed a complaint for. It's just, we wanna get the right category for the complaint that's filed. So that's something that we can do in the, pre-hearing kind of stuff, make sure we got everything categorized properly. Okay, so next slide. So if it's an inquiry or complaint, so if it's an ethical concern, which tenant, there's, on the form, they can get that off of our ethics committee. They'll go in and they'll fill out the form and give us all the information we need so we can contact that person. And then I talked earlier about protecting personal PII, and I'd like, we could probably have the name of the person, but I don't want to give them everything out over the public forum, we have some restrictions on how much information we can put out. The next part, here's the inquiry form. And again, all these will be on the website. There's just a few of them on there right now. It's just showing the actual page for anybody who's doing the training. They can see what the form looks like. And then the complaint form, there's where the person puts their name, address, telephone, email. And I don't want to put out telephone and email address. So like if we discuss something with somebody, we'll have the person's name and what street they're on, or something like that, or of that kind of stuff. But I would like to see this blacked out. I don't want to start sharing personal information that people that can be harassed later on down the road. And then our forms, we're updating it where these checkboxes that are here automatically are gonna be checkboxes where the person, when they're filling it out online, can do the checkbox and do which items they've done as far as trying to resolve the issue before it comes to us. And the last part talks about that they're from the town of Ware, they've read the code of conduct, and again, those checkboxes will be done by the filer.
Right.
Okay? So, the next part of our training slide is someone complained against me, what now? And we're trying to say, breathe. The process goal is to resolve a conflict. We're not gonna penalize you. We have an opportunity to share your side. You'll have an opportunity to share your side. We'll consider the complaint and then, recall have both sides probably talk about the event. And then there's an opt-out, there's an optional opt-out where you can be, you can waive yourself from, you can file the complaint, but you can waive as far as, I don't want to discuss it, and they'll have us handle it, kind of stuff like that. Or if the person that's being filed against, if he or she doesn't want to participate, they can fill out a waiver. Okay? And then there's preparations for the hearing. That's our P2 part that we do we meet with both parties, and it's kind of a subcommittee meeting. It's one or two members meet and try to deal with schedule conflicts when we're gonna have the hearing, and then also meet with both parties for their material witnesses they want to present. And the don'ts, we don't reach out to complainant, when we first get stuff, we gather information, and then the P2 is where we actually try to do the scheduling. We're not gonna try to, get only one side to the complaint. We'll get the information, but we need to hear both sides and go from there. As far as the issue, our process flow document, ECP1, is used. And things that we can do, we can reject a complaint, we can request more information, or we can proceed on any of these things. The next steps on inquiries, we'll answer it in our line stream, like we just got the one inquiry today, but again, this is the first time you've seen it. And so the next time we meet, we'll discuss that inquiry in more detail, and you'll have a chance to do your own independent research on what you find out about how they deal with that topic in other towns, or if you can find other information to statutes that may exist for the state. And then, again, this document I handed out to you for the Ware ethics, of the town of Ware, how they handle committees, boards, and appointments. That might have the answer in there already, okay? Complaints, then we follow, the P2 is the pre-hearing, and the P3 is the actual hearing. So it's just, again, I would call it a process flow on a complaint. The pre-hearing, you meet separately with the complainant and responder. We schedule the inputs, we work with both parties, and then we'll eventually get a hearing scheduled date after we talk to both parties. Then we go into the hearing process. That will be done with, our foundation requests that all complaints or processes are done with 3 or more members present. So we won't be doing these in private. This would be a public kind of hearing there. Okay. If there's a town employee involved, then it's handled a little bit different, where we have to go into non-public hearing. Again, that's just the process document outlined on there, and I'm hoping in the near future, we have all these process documents for anybody to see. They'll have their slide for a flow thing, but then they can go to the Ware Ethics Committee webpage and look at the P3 document. And I think that's it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Earlier you said that folks would go online to fill out the form if necessary. What happens if there's someone who's not computer literate or doesn't have access or whatever?
You can print out
can print them
you can
out.
print out the form, and it, on the form, it says you can mail it, and it has the town of Ware address on it. Or you can drop it in, there's a drop box out here for the tax collector or the Ware Ethics Committee. It's a locked box. They just drop it in there, and then eventually that mail gets checked daily, and then I'll get a notification if there's a thing for the town of Ware. For the Ware Ethics Committee. So, yeah, they can print it out. They don't have to do it online and then
Okay.
email it.
I'm assuming they could also come in person and get one from the clerk?
Yeah, it should
If
be
they
available at
don't
the clerk's
have
office.
access to a computer or printer,
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yep. So, good point. We could probably add that to that slide too. Let's see, can I go backwards? Oh, I'd have to go back up.
You can, I think if you just right
Right-click?
Yeah.
click, you can go back a slide.
And show
Previous.
previous.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, it would be on the part where you file it, right? So we'd have to go back that's one more. Complaint, do consider the complaint,
That's if someone complains about me, what do I do? So I think we
Yeah.
gotta keep going back.
Yeah.
where we,
So
we.
go
where-
back.
Go back one
Go
more.
keep going
Yeah.
back,
One
keep
more?
going back in the
Yeah.
slides.
Okay, we can make a note over here, you know, we can, nice section, the complaint,
Or was there a spot where we had the list of forms back further?
yeah.
Like earlier on, I would put in, on that slide where you can access forms,
Go back
right?
one more.
So if you
Yeah.
keep going back, keep going back.
There you go. I th-
Well,
Right here,
No, I think it was one before then. Because
wherever we list,
One more.
yep. I thought there was a spot where we listed. Power-
No, maybe not.
No, okay, so go forward again. Keep going. One more.
One more.
Where we put.
One more click.
Concern.
Right there.
Yep.
If yes,
oh, if
file
yes,
the
I'll
form.
fill the form, oh,
Oh,
say,
it does
Oh, it
say
does say
town
town
office.
it says
Perfect.
online, or you
Or
can go to
town
town
office.
office.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect.
But we can, in the town office, we can put down here, we can put Dropbox, if, you know, if you wanna drop it, a completed form off at the town office Dropbox, or if you need a copy of the form, you know, somehow we'll add it in there, so
I don't
that's,
think you have to add anything else, just because it says, if yes to all, fill out form, and it gives you the online link or to go to the town office.
Yeah, I think it's self-explanatory.
so that's good enough?
Yeah.
We don't
I don't
need
think we need to add
change it?
anything else.
Okay. All right. All right, so, we're good with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now, I have, so that's the,
I think we skipped down to number 6. Oh, no, sorry. I actually don't even see that one.
so we did this one here, the code,
Oh,
we did
there
the
it
Code of Ethics training, A.
And then we
So,
have to review the
the next
documents.
part is group review and approval of existing, Ethics Committee process documents. And I've already updated all the documents from the inputs that I received in the past, but we can look at them. I have them up on the computer.
Okay.
And then, we'll see if the, nobody's touched the computer since I, oh, I should take my mouse from here. But- So we're done with that. Alright, so we wanna do ECC one. It's not pop up. I think it's gonna show it. Come on.
I think your HDMI maybe got bumped now.
Oh,
Oh, did it pop out of the laptop on the side?
no signal. Okay.
There you go. Oh. Here it comes. Oh, never mind.
Oh, let me just change source and come back to it. Source search. It was doing it before, I mean, you saw the.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was
I would unplug
working.
it and plug it back in to see if it, I think when you pulled out, when you turned off that PowerPoint, it just knocked the
Oh, did it go
HDMI
to
a little.
another no, it didn't go to another screen.
No, I think you lost your connection with the HDMI there.
Well, what I'll do is I'll power it down. Press the button one more
Oh.
time. And then I turn it back on, maybe it'll say, okay, I'm looking for a computer. I think I printed out all these documents and I gave it to you guys before, long, like, I'm gonna go back
Yep.
just around August or July.
Yeah, you had us review them
Yeah,
and give you
guys all
markups.
marked them all.
Yeah.
I'm still not seeing it.
Get the tech savvy one involved. It's not me.
Same here.
Yeah, it went away.
My idea of tech is to power down and power back up.
Did you restart the computer? That's what I
Right,
tweeted. It says all the time. Restart your computer.
Okay.
I restarted it 6 times.
No, nothing showing. I was trying to drag it around or something else.
Yeah, no, it's not even recognizing your computer.
Right.
Do you have to give the permission to access your
No,
computer?
no, it did before. I'm trying to see, like, you know how you got the screen on, off? That was-
Like the share screen thing?
But this- See, I was able to do it before by just searching, but see, it's saying there's no signal coming out of that.
Yeah, it's not recognizing your computer at all. Well, this,
Close this down. I'll open it back up, with it. Maybe it'll see it once we'll try, if we don't get it.
Technical difficulties. They happen.
I feel like HDMI cords just burn out all the time.
Yeah.
They never work.
And they get stretched around, because
Yeah.
everybody's got their own computer.
I feel like there's just a magic position this needs to be in to get here.
Do you have a different, is there more than one input? She may. Do you have more than one HDMI thing in your computer?
No, cord.
One,
No.
nope, just one, but it was just working.
Yeah, I think it's just me.
Probably the cord. And
Yeah.
You had it in a good place and then you just touched it slightly.
Well. I'm just gonna go to settings on this real quick. HDMI. Network.
Do you have hard copies that we could just look at?
Oh, well, I tried. I think it's just. It's like it's trying to do something,
Yeah.
no signal. It could be my computer just decided to die.
Seems like
I'm
the
just gonna power it down and then restart it.
Yeah, it could be the cord just decided to die too.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause it tries to connect and then it doesn't.
If it doesn't work, we'll just won't do it this time.
Well, can't we could just do it with the papers, right?
Yeah, do you have a paper copy of each of them with
I got a
you?
paper copy of everything.
Yeah, we can just hand them out
I
and
got his
review.
back, but I don't see anything there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe we just need to make copies of it and then look at hard copies instead of having it up on the screen.
Yeah, or even just pass them around for everybody to review, because I think we're all pretty familiar with these forms anyway. We went through,
Yep.
yeah, so it'd just be like kind of checking to see if the changes are what we talked about.
Yep.
I'm just trying to look it down here on the Epson, if it's like, if it's not happy with a, let me just turn this off a little bit longer. I mean, it could be something overheating up there and it's just not accepting that cable. I'll give it, because I got all the
Sure.
forms amended, I have all the old forms.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
you don't have the
I
new
don't-
ones?
I
Gotcha.
got everything printed out, I'm not printed, I did everything in
Saved,
Word
yeah.
document and they're all sitting there.
Gotcha.
That
Okay,
makes sense.
well, we can do it next time if we can't get to it today.
So you have the new forms on that computer?
Correct.
I haven't moved them to.
Oh, you know what, we could just pass your
We can
laptop
pa-
around and
Yeah,
look
we
at
could do
it.
that too.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's,
Just give everybody a chance to review each one, make sure it looks good. and then-
yeah, because we've highlighted the changes, so we
Yeah.
can look specifically for those change in those docs. Um,
The signal status off. It must be my HDMI output, but I'll check it at home, I have a.
Could be the
monitor.
cord, too.
I usually put it to another monitor, a bigger monitor.
It's more likely the cord.
Yeah, those usually go before the port.
This is going on.
Don't last long.
No, they don't.
And then I'll get this logged in and. Let's see, when do we start here?
ECC 1.
So, here's the Form ECC one, and what did I say I did?
The only one for that one is to replace the check marks with boxes and then add
Okay.
the approval.
So here, I've replaced the check boxes, I mean, the check marks with check boxes.
Yep.
So, you know, you can go on, click, you know, whoever goes into the form can, oh, right now it's
check off the box.
offline, so
Right.
it's not letting me play, but if you click on the box, it turns into an X. Okay? Is that it on it?
That, and then just approval?
Yeah,
Approval
I got the approved
page,
date.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it says add approval
Yeah,
page
I get
for
it.
several of these, so,
So
That's
the
probably a
approval
separate thing.
page, the approval page is gonna look like this.
all right.
So I'll say, we're Ethics Committee, this policy procedure document is approved or amended. I'll have it circle, whatever it is, or I could bold it, you know, I'll have whatever one it is that we approve. Most of them will be amended, because they've already been approved once. and then takes effect immediately following a majority vote of the Ware Ethics Committee at a regularly scheduled Ethics Committee meeting. And then I'll list the document, the date that it was adopted, or NA. If it's amended, then you would do this line. You know, there'll be an NA on one of the others. And it has all of us, and we just sign, and you put the date on it. And then down at the bottom, we'll have whatever the document is, you know. EC-C1 would be, you know, it'd have all the official title down at the very bottom of this.
Okay.
So I'll send this out to you so you can look at it.
Okay.
I played making text blocks, you know, if you know of a better way to do a signature. I did the word signature thing, but it's more for electronic signature.
Yeah,
You know, so I was trying to make a block that
Yeah.
looked good.
it looks
Okay.
good to me.
Will that work?
I think we can approve that for all, you know,
For all of
I
them.
move that we approve that approval form.
Okay.
I second.
And again, I'll send it to you, Kimberly, and then if, you know, it's a pretty basic, I was copying what they did for the town, but they had like things a little bit closer, you know, the name was close up there. I did 1.0 on spacing, but I didn't have 0.5 to make it closer.
I think
I think
Okay.
it looks good.
That's all right?
It'll do the job.
Okay, all right, so next
Can
document,
can I
Yeah, we
be
need to vote on
incredibly
it.
picky before we move on? And I'm just, you know, when I looked at the other forms, they're all very consistent about the sentence that says, please describe the specific conduct. On ECC1, we start with, and now to begin, please describe the, can we get rid of and now to begin and just be consistent with all the other forms and say, please describe the specific issue? It's like
this
one,
part right
two-
here? Okay,
yeah.
so just get rid of the phrase,
And now to begin, because every other one just says, please describe, please describe, please describe, and that way we'd be consistent in
Okay.
all the forms.
all right?
It's a good
I
point.
agree.
Yeah, it's a
You
good
agree?
point. Yep.
You wanna add that to our, okay, so I will get rid of the, and now to begin. Start with please. Thank you, Brenda. Delete.
I believe we have to vote on the last motion, though, too.
Okay. All right, so the next document,
Well, we have a motion on the floor.
oh, we have a
Mr. Chair.
motion? Okay, so we have a motion from Brenda on document EC-C1.
It was a motion made by me to approve the approval form.
Oh,
And then
let's do that
seconded
one.
by
I
Kristen.
seconded it.
We'll do that first, all right. The first motion from Leah is to approve the Ware Ethics Committee approval form as shown to you, and again, I'll send it out electronically to you for all our documents. And I read it out to you earlier. A second,
I second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0-0. Okay. Next motion on the table is from Brenda on Form EC-C:1 as the inquiry request for advice and counsel. The section where where the inquiry starts to describe the issue, we want to get rid of the words "and now to begin" and just start with the word "please describe."
Second.
Seconded by Leah. And any discussion? No. All in favor?
Aye.
The motion passes 5-0-0 to remove that beginning "and now to begin" section of that form. Okay, all right, that one.
I move that we approve the ECC1, well, actually, we don't have any other changes to it, do we? Oh, well, we're adding that, so should we now vote to approve all of the changes, the ones that are included on here and hers?
Okay.
So I move that we approve
Okay,
changes as described.
okay, so, we have a motion to approve Form ECC 1 with the administrative part removing "and now to begin" on the description of the issue. And we're also adding the "where Ethics Committee approval form" to the document, be page 2 of it.
Do we need to make some copies of that now?
Yeah, I'm gonna,
Or just use this one?
I'm gonna add this form to this document. Yeah,
Okay.
and this will be on
Yeah.
that. And then after we're all approved, then I'll get it out so we can sign it. You know, the date that we approve this will be here, and then the date you sign it will be here. So we can sign it at our next meeting, or you want me to make,
I think we
I
sign
think we're
it
supposed to sign it
today.
now, yeah,
six
here.
copies? All right, let me make, 6 copies, but, yeah, but see, I don't have the title stuff on this.
But it asks you what
Oh,
document. I
procedure
think.
document,
Yeah.
and so we don't need the
Yeah.
footer, since we're gonna put the document number on. Right.
Correct.
Hold on, 1 second.
Okay.
Machine's right out there.
All right.
I'll make, 6 copies.
We squished together and I felt like I was sitting on your lap.
I know.
So, just gonna write it just the way it's gonna be EC-C :1, and we're gonna go with adopted by, or you wanna go amended by?
I'd say we're amending
We're
it.
amending
Right,
it.
it's already been approved once, so
Yep.
this will be amendment. And today is the 22nd, 22nd, right?
Correct.
22nd day of October, 2025. And,
We just signed.
You just sign it.
we all voted and approved, so we'll just sign. Okay.
that was the EC1.
ECC one. So the next one is ECC two. Alright. All right, hold on. C2. All right. Form EC-C2 is the request for written advisory opinion. And I want to replace the check marks with check boxes. And I've done that. On the part that says I hereby certify that. And it has the check boxes and instead of the check marks already being in there. I am aware town official, board, committee member, or employee. I've read the Ware Ethics Code and I believe that this matter is a fair subject of inquiry for the Ethics Committee. Okay?
Beauty.
All right, so the check boxes are installed, and now we're gonna add approval page for that document. And that's gonna be,
I move that we adopt the changes as stated.
I second.
you're gonna make a motion, or am I?
I
Okay,
just
Leah made a motion to adopt the changes for Form EC-C:2 to replace the check marks with check boxes and add an approval page. I'll second. All right, any comments, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No objections, passes 500. So this is EC C2. And we're amending on the 22nd day of October, 2025.
We might, Mr. Chairman, want to go to D2 next, since we have more than one thing to do on D1.
Okay. All right. No wait for signatures. There we go.
You have them
Okay,
right here.
good.
We were just,
All right.
you want them?
I would just keep them with
Yeah.
Kimberly, she's
That's what we
the
were doing.
secretary, and we'll be able to make these up, I'll get you the copies of everything so you can put them together, and then we'll
Okay.
get them to the town clerk office afterwards. Okay, Form EC-D2 is the, Ware Ethics Complaint Waiver. And D2, oh, okay. We replaced the check marks. Under the form, there was a part that says, I understand that. And then there has been an ethics complaint filed against me with a check box now instead of a check mark. The Ware Ethics Committee has agreed to investigate the complaint. There will be a hearing whereby I am afforded the opportunity to respond to the complainant bringing any documentation and witnesses that can help in the case. The next checkbox is for if I choose not to participate, the hearing will be decided based on the submitted complaint. And the last checkbox is a copy of any rulings will be sent to the complainant and me. And so that's the form, so it no longer has just check boxes on it. And then, let's see. Yeah, this one has like if you can deliver a copy of the signed waiver to the town of Ware. You can put it in the Ethics Committee mailbox. Yeah. This is telling them more what to do than the other form, but, so, and then we're gonna add approval page for EC dash D2.
We have to vote on it too.
Okay, so now, I need a motion to approve Form ECD2 with the, replacing the check marks with check boxes and add an approval page. Any
Second,
second?
second.
Okay. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And motion passes 5-0-0 for procedure ECD2, work ethics complaint waiver. And on the 22nd day of October, 2025. Okay.
Did you wanna put the date next to your signature?
Oh, yeah,
too?
I forgot it on that one. Thank you, Leah.
Mhm.
Do, 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 do. Next one, we'll do D1. All right, you ready for D1? For Form EC-D:1 here, we have the ethics code violation complaint. And they replaced the check boxes in two places, the check marks with check boxes in two sections. The first part was describing what actions you have taken to resolve the situation, and now I have three check boxes in the three different actions. And then the second part where we got rid of the check marks is, where the person signing the document talks about that they have, the facts set forth are true and correct to the best of their knowledge and belief. They've read the Ware Ethics Code. The matter is a fair subject of inquiry for the Ethics Committee. They will cooperate with the Ethics Committee in its investigation. And the last part is they have exhausted all other avenues to resolve the situation that are available within the Ware Town government. So, we've done that part, and we're gonna add an approval page for this. But there was one other item for D1, was part 2 of the B, old business. And review the statute and review other towns' forms to determine how they handle who can file a complaint. And, if you read that complaint form, it talked about a resident of the town of Ware. And there was discussion earlier where if somebody's doing business for the town of Ware, can they file a complaint, or having to deal with the town of Ware, say they're dealing with a planning commission or some other entity within the thing, say somebody's working with the road department, or somebody was dealing with them if they wanna deal with the ethics complaint. And I didn't see anything on the Dunbarton website, which we kinda mimicked or copied, where they said, you know, only the town of Ware resident can do it. So, on this form, nowhere does it state that they're a Ware resident. You know, it has their name, address, telephone number, email, person who you file a complaint against, town offer, position this person holds. So nothing in here says that you have to be a Ware resident to file the complaint. But I think in P1 or P2, where we look at the process, let me bring that up real quick.
Yeah. it
Yeah,
says on the-
P1. So we'll get to that one then. So it's not relevant for this form then.
Right.
So I move we approve the checkboxes and approval page changes as stated.
And then the other action item as far as viewing the statute.
Yeah, from what, I think I was just overthinking it, because they haven't submitted it, it's before you take it that you say, please, you're basically telling them to self-redact, which is what we did in the legislature too. So you're just not even accepting it before they redact that information, and
Okay.
so, I think it's fine.
All right. Okay, so I'll make a motion to accept the changes to Form ECD, that was D1? I just called
It's
it
D1.
D1.
Yep.
Yeah,
D1. To replace the check marks with the check boxes and add the approval page.
You moved it? Second.
Yep. Seconded by Leah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And any, well, there was no, we already had our discussion, so. Motion passes 5-0-0. So now we get the P1, ECP1. Oh, we gotta get a form filled out here for this here. The 22nd, October 2025. So the next document, and again, we discussed this here, so there's no action for me to do. Item 3 of our old business, Part B, document ECP1, Section A1, we replaced A1 right here. The statement, we got rid of identifying a person party with the term "an employee of the town." So, right here, right now, process steps for advice or written opinion. In a non-public session, review the issue. If information provided meets the standard of not identifying an employee of the town, it used to state identifying a person party. So we made that change. And I removed
Sorry,
duplicate.
hold on one second. I didn't want to interrupt you,
Yeah.
because this is basically saying it can't identify the employee. I think it was, the intention was to say,
It's
that
a-
they didn't provide personal information such as address, email, or phone number
Right.
of the employee. So it meets the standard of not disclosing address, email, or phone number of an employee of the town?
Well, this one is the process step for
Oh,
advice
just
or written
advice.
opinion.
Okay, now I
It's not
see.
the complaint. We can look at the
Gotcha.
complaint part.
Okay,
but-
nope, I retract my statement then.
Mhm.
Then it's fine.
If information provided meets the standard of not identifying, like, before I read out the, advisory or inquiry, it had nothing to do with a town employee.
Right, because that would be a different process. Gotcha,
Then we would've had to go somewhere and talk about it.
gotcha.
So this one's just saying if information provided meets the standard of not identifying an employee of the town, then we can discuss it in a public session.
Great. And remove,
And then if there's, and then it says if there is information in the request that would be identifiable, then we have to, if there is information that would be identifiable, move to public session, advise the complainant that the matter cannot be taken up as there is identifiable information included, ask that they resubmit the request after a careful edit to remove any identifiable information, so.
great,
So that's kind of protecting the personal
Personal.
information.
yep.
So, let's see, did we do anything else to P1?
Remove duplicate lowercase letters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got rid of the, you had it all marked up for me, yeah, let's see. Duplicate lowercase letters.
Yeah.
I can do the spell check and stuff, but I got rid of any duplicates that were in there.
Great.
There's no like, if you look, there's no underlined words as in it's not spelt right, or extra E's, I's, L's, or anything like that. So I cleaned that up for us. So, make a motion to approve EC-P1 with the changes that, we got, we put in the word "an employee of the town" in that one section instead of identifying a person party.
I'll second.
Seconded by Kimberly.
Christina.
Yeah, Christina.
Oh, Christina?
Yep.
second? Okay. Seconded by Christina. And any further discussion? No? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
And, motion passed, 500. Okay.
Look at us go.
Just a couple more to go, right? Two more. And, for the sake of, time, I'm gonna, well, I'll talk to you about this PowerPoint presentation for the right to know law. I can't do it. I've lost my computer, so we're
So
gonna
we'll
have to.
keep it on for the next time for
Yeah,
business?
we'll move that, once I
Okay.
get done with, once we get done with these document reviews, we'll table that. item. Let's see, so, this form, EC-P1, and then the 22nd, October 2025. Okay, we're good?
Yep.
All right, next item is for ECP two, and the thing was, we wanted to reference the form numbers. And, what it was is that there's a waiver for participation in a process. That form wasn't listed, and we added EC-D2 to the form here.
Yep.
You know, just,
Perfect.
just because it wasn't there. That's the only change we did to that document. Okay, so I make a motion to accept, document ECP2 with the adding of the form number ECD2 for the waiving of the participation in the process. Do I have a second?
A second?
Second, Christina?
Yep.
And, any further discussion? None?
No?
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And motion passes 500. And we'll get this one. One more to go. ECP2.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, next one is, ECP3, which is our hearing document. Let me get that up. P3. Okay, ECP3 is the Work Ethics Committee rules regarding the conduct of hearings. And on this action item, we had to take care of some minor punctuation and spelling errors. And then we added under the complaints alleging misuse of confidential information. Misuse. It's after the RSA 91A. Complaints alleging misuse of confidential information section, we added within its authority. I think you gave us that comment to add. So, within its authority. So the statement, I'll read the whole statement for this. It says, now, when the committee receives a complaint alleging that a person has misused confidential information, the committee may take whatever measure it deems appropriate within its authority that are consistent with the due process to ensure that the confidential information is not further disseminated. Before, the previous approved document said to take whatever measures it deems appropriate, and Leah says, we have restrictions
Yeah.
on what we can
Yep.
do.
Right.
So within our authority, we can only do certain things.
I've
Correct?
got ideas,
Yeah.
if you want to.
And then I took care like where there should be a capital T in town, and then
Yeah.
got rid of some extra spacing, you know, there was like just one word two and one line, and,
I think that was Brenda's.
Oh, yes.
She's the English grammar.
yeah,
She caught those.
okay, so, I don't have any of those underlines or misspelt words, you know, I did a grammar check and a spell check on every one of the documents. So, let me see, so for document ECP3, After taking care of minor punctuations, spelling error updates, adding under the complaints alleging misuse of confidential information section, I added within its authority, replacing the previous statement instead of after whatever measures were taken. Do I have I'll make a motion to approve this document.
Second.
Second by Christina. Any further discussion on the process hearing document? None?
No.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
And motion passes 500. Okay, one more form to fill out. And you can
Okay,
keep these
keep
extra
these.
ones, and
Okay.
then I'll send you this electronically to you.
And, I have a question, Mr. Chair. I think, do we attach the forms that we approve to the minutes too? Is that something that we normally do, or you
I
just?
didn't, looking at like the Board of Selectmen, when they approved their document, I didn't see it attached to the meeting minutes, they just said they did it. And
Okay.
then that goes to town clerk or wherever they keep all, Naomi, you have a book that has all your policies.
We can do it correct now.
Okay, so everything goes to the town clerk. Okay? And again, once we get everything gathered, I will give it to the town clerk, and it'll be there for anybody to look at. And then we will also get them eventually scanned in and on the website. Okay?
Yep.
All right, so this is EC, just filling out the form. ECP3.
Is it clear where, is it after these, is it the approval page and it's all?
22nd.
Should I put it down here, you think?
October.
No, I think that's fine. Okay. All right. Actually, you could put approval page added on each one that we
Okay, we're almost done.
But that way, 'cause
I really appreciate everybody being here. Trust me,
We got
so,
through it.
I am so happy, you know, and that, I'm just sorry that the HDMI thing went away, cause it makes it easier for you to see everything up there instead of bringing a computer around. I probably do have that looks like about a 25-foot, oh no, maybe 20-foot,
The only thing is it's up in the roof.
oh, we can tell them up.
You've got one on this side too.
Oh, you got one over there too? Oh, I could've tried over there.
That one hasn't worked.
Okay,
Goes up and over, and I think somebody gave it too much of a yank.
okay. Yeah, 'cause sometimes you sit over here and you can put stuff up, right? Okay. All right, so that was the last item as far as document approvals. The next item, it was a new business, which we still haven't been able to do, but I'd like to table the new business item for a group review of the NHMA PowerPoint presentation on the right to know law, RSA 91A. I'll make that motion to table to our next meeting in November.
you have here November 26th, is it possible to have it a week early? Because I'm out of town.
Oh,
the 26th.
As am
yeah,
I.
we have it.
I'm also
well,
away.
You've got an issue with the next two meetings, cause December's Christmas
Christmas
Eve.
Yeah.
Eve, yeah.
Yeah, so, and the 26th is,
26th is the day before, that night before.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
And we're
Right.
both away.
Right,
yeah, so I didn't check the calendar, is the third Wednesday available? Do you have
I think the third
next month's
Wednesday's,
the finance committee?
Energy does third Wednesday. So you either have a happy new year, or, cause that's, you know, you never.
Well,
know-
we got a lot done for right
You never know
now,
when it's gonna fall,
yeah.
you know, what I mean, any meeting gets messed up with Thanksgiving and Christmas.
unless we want to try to have it the Thursday before this,
I
which
have-
is, I know it's not ideal because the town's not open, but which would be,
Yeah.
what's that
Does anybody
date?
have the,
I have a
I'm
calendar, I think.
trying to get
here.
on the town
Access to the-
What was
calendar.
that date?
It would be, November 20th.
20th.
she said the 20th is taken, right? Or the 19th is taken.
19th, November 19th
That's
would be the
Wednesday.
Wednesday before the 26th. Is that available?
No, the 19th, the third Wednesday in energy.
Oh, that's energy, okay.
Yep, energy is at 7.
Okay, what about the 20th?
The 20th is nothing.
I
Okay.
really don't want to mess up
I have the
anybody's
town up.
holiday.
So the only way we could do it is if we're done before energy starts,
That's right.
because they're at 7.
Who's at 7?
Energy. The Energy Commission starts at 7 PM.
If you wanted to make it fast, they start at 7.
I mean, we could
Whatever we
make,
can't get to, we can table for the next time.
I was gonna say, and then the next month is Christmas Eve. That was
Right.
gonna be at 24th.
right, so,
Then-
so,
No.
The 20th is open, right?
but
Yes.
at 7 o'clock, there's a meeting.
No,
for-
No, the
that's the
20th is
19th.
open, the Thursday, the 20th.
Oh, you're saying
I
the
still will
20th.
not be able to come because I'm leaving Friday first thing in the morning. So I have
Okay.
to prepare for a vacation on the 20th.
Well, you can do your own private, I'll send you the link.
That's fine.
You know, it's just something to look at, and it's something we want to do
I
is
think-
make sure we understand.
We looked
Right.
at it before, but
Right.
not at a meeting.
Right, and it's a nice presentation that has been made available to the town of Ware. So, we'll do two things here. One, we'll table the, group review of the right to know law to, our next meeting, which we want to change to November 20th.
Yeah, that's the Thursday.
That's a Thursday, it's November 20th. There's
Yep.
nothing
Right.
on the calendar.
Is that okay, Brenda?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay.
All right,
If I can make it, I will. I just don't know if I'll be ready for
okay. And then,
Friday.
all in favor, or, do you have to, on tabling, I don't have to get a
We'd have to vote.
second?
Yeah, it's still a motion, yeah.
It's still a motion? A
Yep.
motion to table the group review of the, right to know law, from NHMA, organization to November 20th, our next meeting.
Second.
Seconded by Leah, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll do that. And then, I guess, before adjournment, I'd like to update our next meeting will be November 20th instead of November 26th. That's just a
Yep.
informational kind of thing, so.
Okay.
And then, we'll go from there.
Okay.
So, this meeting is adjourned, and it is 7:38
Okay.
PM. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we have to motion
To do that first, right?
adjourn it, Yeah,
I don't have to make a motion for adjournment.
German, okay.
I can start the meeting.
And
end
you
the
don't have
meeting.
to, okay.
Okay? And if you could turn off your microphones. And I'll turn this off when she tells me to turn the switch on. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you. Got a lot done tonight.
Yeah.
So now those forms can be put up